Hi, my name's Kate Usher, and I'm the author of Your Second Phase. Make sure that you ring the bell and you subscribe to the channel, and that I remember, if you have any comments, always please leave them because I love to hear what you've got to say. So today we're going to be talking about dating and relationships. Well, we would, because we're hurtling towards the end of January. I know, it's unbelievable. And very soon we'll be moving into February. And of course, Valentine's Day is in February. Now, whether you believe it's a commercial construct or whether you feel that it is something to do with Cupid, is it's neither here nor there. But because with the commerciality and the ubiquitous nature of love hearts everywhere, and um, couples looking lovingly at each other, then for many women, it's a time of year, even when they are perfectly happy being single, that they start to feel as though, goodness me, I'd really like to be with someone, just to share things with occasionally, to go and have a coffee with and a walk in the park, because at the moment that's about as far as we can go. And also for many, the third lockdown that we're in here in the UK has meant that for many women, they're starting to think uh, that the isolation is something that they no longer wish to pursue, that they really would like to be sharing their time with somebody else. So if you are in either of those categories and you are starting to think that you would like to have a relationship, then I'm going to be putting videos in here until February the 14th about dating. Because if you are menopausal or postmenopausal, it adds another layer of complexity and another layer of feeling insecure about what's going on, or anxious about what's going on. So, especially in a youth-based culture, it can feel as though things have got away from you, and suddenly you're on your own and you're a lot older than you were. Well, the truth is, you are a lot older than you were when you were 20, and there is no point looking backwards. And that is going to be the discussion point for today. And it is about stopping yourself from looking backwards instead of forwards. In doing this, doing the looking backwards piece, like, I wish I was 20 again, I wish I was younger, I wish I was 30, I wish I felt in my prime, I wish I looked like that, I wish my body was like that, I wish I was skinny like I was, or I was this, or, and for many of us, we've had surgeries or illnesses which have left physical marks on our bodies, and um, that does also affect your confidence when you start to get into the idea of actually getting close to someone to the point at which that they see you. So it's time to stop looking backwards, because if you imagine the physical nature of looking backwards, how on earth can you stop yourself from falling over or bumping into a lamppost if you're constantly looking behind you? That it's a recipe for disaster. And because of that, if you think about the actual physical nature of it, then it's much easier and safer to start to look forward. So we'll start to think today about what it is to be a woman in your shoes today. Now, everybody has one thing at least that they think is good about them, whether it's their eyes, their lips, their nose, their breasts, their bottom, whatever it might be, their legs. Lots of women like their legs. Whatever your thing is, it's time to concentrate on that and start to work outwards from there. Now, I know a fantastic stylist called Carol Hansen, and she works on this. And she says very much you start with the one thing that you find attractive about yourself or that you love about yourself, and then you start to work outwards from that as far as your clothing is concerned. So everything accentuates that one thing, even if it is just you love the shape of your mouth, or you've just had your teeth done and you love your teeth. All of that, it starts from there and works its way outwards. The other is if you are constantly wishing that you were the physicality that you were of that age, um, it is extremely damaging to your self-esteem to constantly be wishing you are different to the way that you actually are. Now, um, if it is that you've put weight on, if it is that you've been um, focusing on other things, maybe being a mother, maybe having a career, maybe you've been a carer, all of those things, if it's any of those things that have made you maybe put some weight on because of the stresses and strains and the lack of time that you've had for yourself, now is the time to turn that table around, to focus on yourself and say, no, this is my time. And it's the time that I'm going to start to gain control and feel really great about myself. If it is because of surgery or illness, then if it was somebody else that you were talking to, so a friend or a family member, and they said that to you, that, gosh, you hate yourself for the scars or the changes in your body that you may have had because of that surgery, then you and anyone else would say, yes, but you're here and you're well and you're with us, and we love having you here. And those scars just mean that you can be with us today in the capacity that you are. And if you start to think of it like that, then it's a much more acceptable piece than it was before. Instead of just hating it, it's about recognizing that it's part of your journey, because your body and your mind and your soul have brought you to this. Many women have lived at least one life before they've got to this point. Many women will uh, have stretch marks. They will be different in some way. Definitely, the old jawline isn't what it was, but in all of that, all of these lines on our faces and the slight sagging in our jawline is all about the fun that we have had in order to get to this place. All the laughs, all of the good times, they equally show in her face just as much as the hard times. And that goes for our body too. Your body has brought you to this point along a journey which at times inevitably would have been quite difficult, and you are here today. So the constant looking backwards is not fair on the woman that you are now. So stop looking backwards, start looking forwards. Equally, carrying all the weight of past relationships is exhausting. And we shall be talking about that in the next video. So if you've got baggage from your last relationship or your last relationship, it's time to let that go. And we'll be talking about that in a couple of days. So stop looking backwards, start looking forwards, and start looking forward to the idea of potentially meeting someone really great and someone who makes your heart sing. Thanks very much. Remember, ring the bell. Always, always, always leave me some notes, some messages. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon.